introductory presentation will be delivered by Ewa Kandeska, Senior Project Manager at ARC Rynek I Opinia. The floor is yours. Hello. This is a slightly different format. We've had only discussions so far, and now presentations will follow. I hope everything is going to work correctly. I know it's better to show numbers you're talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Rynek I Opinia research agency has carried out a survey of the general group of clients commissioned by the chamber. Why the general group of clients rather than a section of the clients? Well, because if we are to answer the question whether investment funds are going to be widespread, then we have to think about the potential in the general society. Well, a handful of numbers for starters. Let's have a look at the situation as it is as of today. We have 4% Poles using the services of TFI, but if we widened this target group slightly, we would find out that there are 12% people who use TFI or other investment products. If we had an even wider look of the market, we would end up with 22% of those who invest actively or passively by investing in PPK or OFE. An even wider group represents 58% of people who save, invest, or in any way invest their money, that is, in any way manage their assets, so to say. There are two alternative pathways of development. Either we focus on the current target group, 4%, very narrow group in your case, or we can widen our portfolio and go for the general society. But to do that, we need to learn about this society, see its potential, and this is what was the task of our survey precisely. We broke down the general Polish society into 5 segments. Let's have a look at these 5 segments. As your potential clients, starting with the biggest segment. The biggest segment are the cautious traditionals. They are 29%, and they would describe themselves in the following way. This was mentioned in the start of the conference. I'm afraid about my financial future, but I don't have the money or the knowledge about saving money. Demographically speaking, this segment is dominated by women, by elderly people, by dwellers of smaller towns, and those with moderate incomes. At the same time, these are those that have a lower share of participation in the financial market. These are withdrawn people, rather closed to novelties, to risk. They're risk-averse. They don't have much resources. They're not necessarily not saving, even though they could do it, just because they don't know how to. I'd say this is a segment with very low potential for you. But you represent all kinds of institutions. And you have varied client profiles. I'm sure companies are represented that are geared towards those premium clients, but I think some will see potential in this social group. One of the experts I talked to when preparing this report, she said, but no, I said, well, this segment has very low potential. And she said, no, this is the group that has potential, because this is the person that's worried about its financial future. It's something the person is thinking about. So if we offer this person something that requires regular payments, regular investment, but moderate investment, this is a group that can really be managed and its potential can be used. This is my favorite segment, the second one, aspiring investors. They would say, I am young, entrepreneurial, and the financial world is wide open to me. Money is there to be used. Demographically, they are quite average. They're slightly dominated by males. In terms of where they live, they're the general average. They have moderate average earnings, but these are young people. Their participation in the financial market is low at this point. Psychographically speaking, these are people who like to be seen, who buy nice things and want to show off, and even take out loans to buy things because they can't always afford these things they want. They are open to novelty, to risk. They're believers in their capacities in investing. They believe they have a lot of knowledge about finances, and they want to use the financial market to their benefit. And this is a fantastic group. This is a group to be managed. Its potential is to be tapped. They are not premium customers, but they have the potential to become such. Considerate investors, this is probably the group that you know best, because these are people who actually invest their money. They would say, thanks to my hard work, I managed to put aside money to achieve something. Now I have to focus to manage my assets wisely. Demographically speaking, this is a segment dominated by males. This is the most affluent segment. Age-wise, they are rather more advanced in age, rather big city dwellers. Psychographically, they are not very risk-prone, but they have experience in investing. They have huge experience in investing money, because they not only invest, they also save up. They do accept a certain level of risk, but not too much. They are very much focused on diversifying their assets. This segment should be treated as partners, because they really know what they're doing. They have huge potential. They are investors, and they're going to continue investing. Now, reasonable optimists, the fourth segment, they would say, I'm financially stable, but I don't have much knowledge about the financial market, and I don't trust advisors representing investment funds. Demographically, they are equally represented by men and women. They rather have high earnings, rather towards the more advanced age, and they have limited participation in the financial market. And I'd say that these are people who could be investing, but for various reasons they don't really want to do it. This is a nice segment because they are eco-conscious. This is the only group that, in large share, they would be happy to pay more for products if they knew it was really eco-friendly. It's important for them. Representatives of this group are ones who would be happy to invest, but they're afraid. They have high levels of fear. And this fear is caused by the fact that they have bad experience financially. Very often, these are persons who have had some bad experiences, they lost money, and they blame funds, advisors. These people have high risk aversion, and they should be offered products with very low variability, with stable risk and with low risk, because they're simply afraid. And the last segment, 12% of the society, the smallest group, and fortunately, they would say, my salary doesn't allow for any savings. I spend all I earn. I'm young. Things are gonna be all right. Again, this group is dominated by women because this is the poorest part of the society. These are younger people below the average with lower salaries and rather representing big towns and cities. This is a group with a very low participation in the financial market, and I said this is fortunately the smallest group, and this is because, well, I don't know what to do about this group. I think this group would require a lot of investment in education, because on the one hand they are aware that they don't have enough money, they know they should take care of their financial future, but maybe this is because of their young age, they tend to think that things are gonna fall in place, everything is going to be all right. I don't have to worry because I don't even know if I'm gonna live long enough. So this is a segment that's really hard to tap. What their potential is, hard to tell. I don't know how to develop this group. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the last look at the 5 segments that we defined. There are 2 axes, age and wealth. You will see that the cautious investors and the reasonable optimists, these are the 2 main sectors that have to be developed, and the youngest sector, aspiring investors, strongly recommended. Thank you very much for your attention.